He was right. In order for me to drink more water, I just needed to enlarge my cup. He was right.
Hello, it's me. It's Bree, your favorite Filipino, your favorite space to hear some big sister advice. Yesterday, I was literally hit in the face with how much I have on my plate. But then I realized that I asked to be fed. And in hindsight, of just being overwhelmed by like, I have so much things to do, I have so much things to do. I am so lucky that I have things to worry about in terms of what I like doing, what I like pursuing. A couple months before, girl, my hours at work were like non existent and I was doing nothing. I was enjoying my time of not doing nothing. But then I asked myself months later that I want to pick up the pace. And the time arrived and I got overwhelmed. But I can't cry about it because I asked to be fed. One of the key values that I really promote and prioritize when I speak to you guys is awareness. Everything starts with awareness. To even know that you have goals, you have to know that you want something. In order to improve your mindsets, you need to know that there's an issue in the first place. You need to know what thoughts are in there. And that stems from becoming aware of what's in your mind. What are you looking forward to? Moving forward, I do want to offer more food for thought. Not exactly giving you steps and a plan, but giving you food for thought to think for yourself, to develop your own opinions on if this would work for me or if it doesn't. Because I know we all know that everyone doesn't work the same. We don't process the same. The way I process my traumas is not going to be the same as you. The way you think is not the same as mine. And I really want to come off in a more general way. Food for thought, ideas. And I want to explain to you today what goes in my mind on how I never miss out on an opportunity, how I don't allow myself to underestimate the opportunities that are within this room, unlocking hidden opportunities, ways of thinking that will allow me to have more opportunities. Something like that. In a lot of people's realities, they stay as followers while others are leaders. We are not talking about no CEO leader. We are talking about leaders in our mind. Because even then, when you are overrun with emotions and mental illness, you lose control or you forget that you have control of the decisions in your life. I like to think of things visually, and I like the idea of everyone having their own garden in their mind. And whatever they plant in there, meaning whatever they say to themselves, whatever they do on a daily basis, your habits, your opinions on things, it shapes the person that you are right now. You see these amazing people online who are doing some crazy shit with their life. They're going here, they're being that, they're doing this. Amazing. And you're wondering to yourself, how can I get into that situation? And I say this with personal experience. It is that you become a leader within yourself. You become a leader within your mind. Because if you stay being a follower, you sit in your garden with your tea in your hand and you just watch the weeds grow. Well, for other people who are taking control, even forcibly, they still plant seeds and they watch it come into fruition. That is the difference. Where to find those seeds, how to attain those seeds, it's first how you speak to yourself. If you think you can't achieve this thing, that you can't even try this thing, you're going to believe it. Of course, you're going to believe it because that's the thing you keep telling yourself every day. And another prominent symptom of being a follower is your social media habits. Pretty plain and simple. You doom scroll, you just save stuff, but you don't plan for it, you don't think further about it, and it just sits there being an empty promise to yourself that you would achieve this, that you would try this. Nothing happens if action isn't taken. Instead, they just sit as, like I said, empty promises to yourself. No one else is, like, respectfully, no one cares if you don't do anything. But the only person that you hurt is yourself. But that's where we bring awareness into this. It's hard to accept that we did that to yourself, but you can never move on if you don't realize that it happened in the first place and realize that I don't want it to be like that anymore. So change that for yourself, for the goal in mind, for the passion. Change it for the lifestyle that you want to be able to enjoy. Baby steps is everything, because baby steps is what plants those seeds in the first place and shows yourself that I want this. I'm putting full trust in this, and I'm putting full trust in myself to show myself that I'm capable of being more than what I thought I was before. A big one. A big one that you've heard so many freaking times, but it's just so true. And it is just something that people aren't ready to admit sometimes. But perfect timing doesn't exist. You will never be ready for anything. You will never be ready for that conversation. You will never fully have those skills, the values, I don't know, the physical capabilities all at once until your deathbed, until it's too late. And I've seen this firsthand with the people around me where perfectionism got the best of them, and where they were forced into situations where they had to wake up, that they had to realize that they were holding themselves back this whole time in combination with perfectionism. They created thought patterns in their head. They created sayings in their head that they couldn't do it, that they didn't deserve to feel that way, that they lost complete control and there's no going back and there's no progression of this happy and good person that they used to be. To be able to find yourself again, you have to lose yourself to the extreme, and you have to be put into positions where you were forced to learn your lesson. And that's just the reality of it. But if you are able to bring this into your consciousness that you will never be ready, but people still take chances, people still take baby steps, people still take big leaps of faith and just shoot their shot. And when you do bring this into awareness, you obviously become conscious of what to expect. But when we do work with all these things, I know it sounds silly, but it does make it easier to know that we are going to be faced with uncertainty. We are going to be faced with discomfort, with very tricky situations that we have to just somehow figure our way out. And a lot of the times we do figure it out. I can't tell you how, I can't tell you why, but I do agree that it is that emotion inside of us of no one else is going to tell you to do it, to encourage you, except yourself. The only person that you, the only person who has your back in moments of, do I do this? Do I try it right now? Is yourself. Do not wait until your friend does it for you. Do not wait. Everything has aligned. Sometimes you just have to take that chance. And when that outcome arrives, girl, that random choice on this random ass day changed your whole life. You've seen it online that these people just made this one decision of just talking to this one person at a club, and a pool of opportunities just opened up to them. The fact that we see that, the fact that people are happy to share their crazy experiences, it is evidence. It is evidence that that is real, that taking that leap of faith to continue your baby steps, it matters and it's worth it. The only person who is hurt at the end of the day is yourself. The only person who is let down is yourself, not your partner, not your best friend, not your social circles. Everyone has their own life. Everyone has leaps of faith that they have to take within this lifetime, and they're all focused on themselves. But you need to remember that that is also in your case as well. No one is going to cheer yourself on except yourself. Shit may be lonely, but when you know that you got your own back, nothing else matters. You can take that trip. You can buy that thing. Fear is your biggest enemy. It is the weeds. that is growing in your garden. You know those videos where they interview older people and they say like, if you were younger, what would you like do differently? A lot of the time, or frequent ones that you see, a lot of them is talking about, I wish I did this, or I wish I tried this when I was younger. And some people just literally physically cannot do what they wanted to do in the past, and that is scary. Now you approach life very fearfully. You approach life not with curiosity, not with an open mind, but with constant anxiety. You're so cautious in a really bad way. Because don't get me wrong, people who put themselves out there, people who are open minded, they still act with caution because they are aware of their own abilities, and they are aware of, to what, to some extent, they know what situation or position they are potentially going to put them on. And the difference between someone who is fearfully cautious is that it enhances, I suppose, like overthinking. And listen, it's normal to do overthinking, but like someone who is fearfully cautious, like they are overthinking to the max, but they are simply acting out of anxiety instead of acting out with curiosity, but also being deliberate about their actions, being deliberate about the risks that are involved, whether it's like physical risks or even just like mental risks. Of is that some people think failure is just as scary, but in fact, fear is greater than failure, because at least when you do experience failure, you know that you tried, you're in it for real. And when you do fail, you literally just pick up from where you left off from. And when you do, you know what you don't need to do, what you can try next. And you're just here with, even if it's just a little bit, because a little bit could mean the world of like this next big decision. You're here with these compiled lessons that you learned and mistakes that you had that you need to overcome, avoid, work with. And failure is another opportunity. It's another chance. But with fear, we don't even experience failure in the first part. And that's even worse because you didn't even put yourself in the game to even experience a mistake, which might sound nice, but we wanted to be in the game in the first place. Remember that. But you are allowing fear, because emphasis on you, you are allowing your fear to overcome your curiosity, to literally like throw a blanket over your head. Your needs, your wants to try and to experience must overcome that. Otherwise, you're just a sitting duck, girl. Allowing yourself to think like this is true character development, especially if you previously were someone who experiences overthinking, who experiences like a lack of an open mind, who experience like genuinely like curiosity. Because there are some people out there who really don't give a fuck and they just have nothing to do with their life. But in able to do something with your life, you have to be curious about like, ooh, gaming, ooh, I don't know, trying a new hobby, shit like that, right? You need to be in those situations to find out. You are not going to find out just being there. You're not going to find out if you're over there, girl. You have to be here. You have to be in it for real to find out if this thing was honestly worth pursuing. And if it wasn't, if it didn't work out, if you found out, I just didn't like it, then you find out then and there. But you won't find it out just watching someone on your phone. You won't find it out with those videos that you just saved in your phone. You won't find out just watching these people have fun. Take that chance on yourself. It's scary. It's so freaking scary for some people. But the amount of possibilities and the amount of relief you will feel is so much greater than that initial uncomfortableness that you will feel at the start. Trust me. And when you do finally trust the process of just, oh, there's an opportunity. There could be an opportunity here. Or maybe there. Like, maybe if I just change this, maybe if I go to that, girl, there will be opportunity around you for so many different areas of your life. And I really encourage you to take that chance. I love saying to myself that opportunities literally just fall into the palm of my hands, and I felt it firsthand. And I trust myself to continue to produce those and continue to tend to my garden and tend to my seeds, all because I took the baby steps that just needed to be done. If you take anything from this video, just remind yourself that baby steps matter. And I hope I don't catch you in one of those interviews saying, like, oh, I regret not doing this when I was younger. Bye. Thank you so much for being around. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gave you some insight. Remember, just bring it into your consciousness and take baby steps, girl. Take baby steps. That's all you need to do to start. Baby steps make a huge difference. A huge difference. If I can do it, you can do it. If she can do it, you can do it. If he did it, oh, you can do it too, period. Anyways, I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.